Hey guys, so this week our lesson is on statement slash invoice, um, specifically about mortgage, bank, and car repair, statements and invoices. So let's get to it. Our lesson objective is to become familiar with statements and invoice, to know if you're being charged. I think I was supposed to know what. No, that's not how you spell it. But what you are being charged, and rent versus mortgage, which I think is very important and really not talked about a whole lot. And it definitely needs to be because there's a very big difference. Um, so first things first, a car repair invoice, and by invoice pretty much just means the same as a statement. And really, it just breaks down what you're being charged. It tells you how much each part, and how much the labor costs that went into repairing the car were. So really important stuff there. Tells you the amount being charged in taxes and supplies. Really, just think of it as a receipt you'd get at a grocery store. Just really systematically breaking down um, the labor charges, the repair charges for each individual part they needed to repair or replace, um, and then it has like a total of everything, including the taxes that you have to pay. So, and much like grocery store receipt, it's a good idea, especially with car repairs because car repairs, groceries are expensive, but car repairs are also more expensive. I mean, you don't need them as often, obviously, but when you do, they're a lot more expensive. So it's smart to keep a receipt from a company and then and then see how much, it costs you at the end. And so then if you need a car repair in the future, you can go repair it. You can go compare it to a different car repair place because yes, they have a lot of stuff online and things, but it's sometimes hard to find specifically like how much it would cost, to get a serpentine belt replaced at Jiffy Lube than at the Mazda dealership or whatever. So really a good idea to keep those keep those receipts and make sure you're getting the best deal. Bank statement. Tells you how much you've earned and spent. Most banks, um, have their stuff online now. I know my bank does, and it's literally like an app, so I can access it. I can look at it anytime. I can see exactly, what my current balance is at, why it's at that, how much money I've earned, how much money I've, um, spent. So really important. But yeah, you can still get bank statements and I'm sure if you do it, if you get, because sometimes they'll mail them to you too after like certain periods of time. And when you get those are like a lot more in depth and it really lays out like usually like a monthly or maybe like every 6 months. I think I probably only get mine like probably twice a year. It depends on your bank, but um, really lays out like everything, all where your money has gone, where it's come from, and really systematically lays everything out. So that helps you budget, and that helps you see, hey, like I'm spending way too much money, let's say on gas. Maybe I should try taking the bus, um, and that sort of thing to help you help you plan for the future. Okay, mortgage loan statement. Tells you how much you still owe on your mortgage. Tells you the interest rates on your mortgage. So this one's a lot like a credit card statement, which you guys did like last week, I think, and then tells you how much you have to pay each month. Um, and so it really breaks everything down for you. in those regards. Now, mortgage and rent are two different animals, two different things, and I kind of really want to go into that. So, the biggest difference is this first one right here. When paying a mortgage, your money is going towards owning the property, and rent, you're just paying to live somewhere, right? Um, so, so you pay a mortgage, you pay it much like rent, like usually on a monthly basis, but eventually, you're going to actually own that property. And that's really big because then you can resell it and you can uh, profit on it. And this is, for pretty much most families, a large, I don't have the exact statistic here. This is where the majority of your money is in the property you own. So it's really important um, that you have a mortgage so that you can be financially successful. And this is like how a lot of people retire too. Like, oh, well, when I sell my house, I can downsize and then I'll have all this money. So you really have a lot. Like, I think I heard a statistic and it's like a third of most families' money is wrapped up in property. Um, don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's exactly true, but it's a lot. Now there are different reasons in different times when it makes more sense to go ahead and have a mortgage and that or go ahead and pay rent. For instance, um, rent is a lot better if you do not want to settle down yet. And what I mean, like, and I'm not trying to be super dramatic, but what I mean by settle down is stay there for a long period of time. Like, if you see yourself in one location for a long period of time, you've got, a good job, um, whatever, all those things are going for you, then I would really encourage doing a mortgage. But if you're like me, for instance, a college student in Mankato, not sure if I'm going to stay in Mankato, it didn't make a lot of sense for me to go ahead and take out a mortgage on a house. Like I just wasn't ready for that because then I'm really bound to that property. So that's why I went ahead and rented. Um, and so then, I only have to pay for that rent until my lease is up. And a lease is just a thing saying like I'm gonna pay you guys for this period of time. Is all leases. Um yeah, so mortgage, yeah, yeah. So that's that. So go ahead and do these worksheets. Bills are important, but a bummer. Yeah, I didn't change this from last week. Complete the worksheets on Google Classroom. Remember to hit turn in. They're due Friday at 3:05. I think this is actually my last lesson I'm recording for you guys. So best of luck in your future endeavors. Email me if you have any questions.